I found out my wife was pregnant, but the morning sickness was actually a 3-month affair with my own brother, and my mother was the one helping them hide it. Now, my brother is behind bars, and both women are begging me to pay his legal fees and raise his kid. I'm a 28-year-old software engineer. I worked my tail off to buy a house and build a stable life before marrying Megan. My younger brother, Ed, has always been the golden child. He's a charming, jobless moocher who my mom treats like a sensitive artist, while I'm just the responsible one who pays his bills. I even vouched for him to get a sales job at my company. Things got weird 4 months ago. Megan's hospital shifts became unpredictable. She started withdrawing hundreds in cash every week. Then, she started getting sick every morning. When I suggested she might be pregnant, she didn't look happy. She looked terrified. She told me it was just a stomach bug and forbid me from going to the doctor with her. The truth came out because of a furniture delivery. I logged into our shared computer to check a confirmation email and saw a thread between my wife and my mother. The subject line, "Don't let Josh find out." I sat there, frozen. The emails went back 3 months. My mother wasn't just aware of the affair. She was the architect. She gave Megan advice on how to cover her tracks. She offered her house as a safe space for them to hook up while my dad was out golfing. Then I hit the latest email. Megan was 2 months pregnant. They didn't know if the baby was mine or Ed's. My own mother's advice? Just pass it off as Josh's. He'll be a better father anyway, and what he doesn't know won't hurt him. I didn't scream. I didn't confront them. I called a lawyer, moved $38,000 of our joint savings into a private account, and gathered every scrap of evidence. Then, I invited the whole family over for a special dinner. The atmosphere was suffocating. Ed was acting cocky, slapping my back. My mom was acting twitchy. After the main course, my dad asked what the good news was. I reached under the table and slid a manila envelope to Megan. "These are divorce papers," I said. The room went silent. Megan's face turned white. I handed a second folder to my dad. "And those are the emails where Mom helps Megan screw Ed behind my back." My dad's hands started shaking as he read. Ed stood up, shouting that I had no right to check her privacy. I looked him dead in the eye. "I think I have every right to know my wife is carrying my brother's kid." My mother tried to play the victim, crying that she was protecting the family. Ed actually scoffed and said, "It's not a big deal, Josh. We connected. You're always working anyway." I stood up, walked around the table, and punched him square in the nose. I felt the bone crack. Blood sprayed across the tablecloth. My mom screamed, rushing to Ed. My dad stood up, looked at my mother with pure disgust, and pointed at the door. "Get out, both of you, now." I kicked Megan out that night. The house was mine. I bought it before we met. A paternity test later confirmed the baby wasn't mine. It was Ed's. I felt nothing but relief. 6 months later, I'm promoted and living my best life. Then, my mom begs to meet at a diner. She shows up with Megan and the baby. Ed had been arrested for embezzlement at our company and got a DUI. He abandoned Megan as soon as the baby was born. "Family helps family, Josh," my mom pleaded. "Ed needs bail money, and Megan has nowhere to go." I looked at the women who tried to trick me into raising a betrayal child. I reached into my wallet, pulled out a card for a local women's shelter, and dropped it on the table. "I'm not your ATM, and I'm definitely not your family," I said. "Ed can rot." I walked out, blocked their numbers, and went back to a life they no longer have a place in. Would you like me to help you brainstorm some YouTube thumbnail concepts for this story?